I just finished Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 2, and I have some thoughts. I liked a lot of it, and I had some of the same criticisms that I've been seeing people discussing, but I wanted to talk about a few things that some of the other fan accounts might not be discussing, like the thematic threads running through this season and some of the filmmaking talent behind the scenes that really caught my eye. So, if you're not caught up on Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 2, bookmark this video and come back when you're all caught up because we're going to be discussing some major spoilers here. Hey, I'm Mike, I studied film, I work in TV, and if you love movies as much as I do, hit that subscribe button and get notified when new content's posted. Like most people, I've been so crazy with Christmas and the holidays to properly stay on top of the very odd Stranger Things release schedule for this final season. The first 4 episodes dropped on Thanksgiving, then on Christmas Eve we got the next 3 episodes, leading into the finale, which is premiering in movie theaters on New Year's Eve. It's almost as if Netflix is daring people with kids not to watch what is arguably their most popular TV show ever. In a testament to brand loyalty, my family caught up on Season 5, Volume 2 on Christmas Day, and we have tickets to see the finale in the theater on New Year's Day. So what did I think? Yes, the exposition is lengthy, and some may argue that since it's been nearly 4 years since we've had new episodes, the exposition was necessary to catch people up. But do we really need reminders every 5 minutes recapping what their mission is? The real reason in my mind for this is something I've been mentioning in my other videos. Netflix knows you are watching distracted. They're making storylines for people who are second screening. That is to say, they know their audience is watching the show but also browsing on their phones, or folding laundry, or trying to study for that final. This is nothing new. Television networks have been aware of this for a long time. Lots of shows do mini recaps after a commercial break, but most assume that you're an engaged viewer while you're watching. Netflix is making it easier to casually watch a series without having to pay too much attention, which is really strange because there are a lot of callbacks for the Uber fans to spot. I wish they would pick a lane. Are you making shows for casual viewers or for the Uber fans who are hanging on every Easter egg? I wish they would trust the audience a little more. Trust in us like they trust in us to show up on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve, 3 of the busiest holidays of the year, to make time and watch the show in the first place. Trust that fans of the show know where we are in the story and we don't need constant reminding. It is a little annoying for those of us paying attention. Speaking of trust, did you catch the thematic threads of trust running through Season 5? I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this, so I thought I'd go over it. There are 3 concurrent storylines dealing with parents learning to trust their kids. The biggest one is Joyce Byers learning to trust Will. Joyce needs to learn that Will isn't a baby anymore, and her constant protection is actually doing the group harm. Then there's Hopper learning to trust Eleven. At the start of Season 5, Eleven is training so that one day she may fight Vecna. But Hopper confides in Joyce that he'll never let Eleven go into the Upside Down. He's protecting her from the army guys and Vecna himself. But just a few episodes later, Eleven proves she doesn't need his protection any longer. This theme is also present in Episode 7 when Karen Wheeler, Mike's mom, saves the gang from 3 Demogorgons in the laundry room of the hospital and then is promptly told to remain there. Mike has a nice line about the group that's going to save Holly is as competent a team as you could put together, and they got this. So, trusting your kids is a huge theme in Season 5. And it makes sense. While we're never told this specifically, they're aging out of high school and coming to a time in their lives when parents must trust that their kids will make the right choices. I really like this recurring theme, but there was one theme that I did not care for, and that's Will's coming out. Throughout the season, Will and Robin have conversations about her realization that she was gay. I actually thought this was a great way for Will to realize that he had the power within him. He could realize his potential to defeat Vecna. And that's paid off in Episode 4 at the end of Volume 1, when Will realizes his power and defeats the Demogorgons that are about to kill his friends. Will realizes who he really is in the same way that Robin realized who she really was. And it was a beautiful story moment if they had just left it at that. But then, to have an all-hands-on-deck meeting in Episode 7 with Murray, Mr. Clark the science teacher, Lucas's sister Erica, literally everyone in the cast, just for Will to come out in a big declarative statement, it's just too much. It's like, we have the U.S. Army searching for us, interdimensional monsters to destroy, our world to save from collapsing in on itself, but okay, you don't like girls like that? It just felt forced and unnecessary to the story. Like I said, using Robin's coming out as a way to help Will find the power within was a stroke of genius. But I think Stranger Things just had its Jar Jar Binks moment. What I mean is, at this point in the show's success, no one is willing to raise a hand and question this decision. Okay, now into the good stuff. I really like the explanation of the Upside Down. I've been reading some reactions of fans who are unhappy with the Wormhole Theory, but I'm on board. There needed to be an explanation as to where that red world that Vecna inhabited was in time and space. And for it to be another world connected by a wormhole, it's kind of genius. It's the kind of genius that I have to wonder if that was the plan all along, or did they seek help from more experienced writers to throw some input in there? I'm thinking the latter. I noted that in addition to the Duffer Brothers directing some of the episodes, Sean Levy, director of A Night at the Museum and Deadpool vs. Wolverine, directed a couple too. Levy is a talented producer and director, but also in the credits was legendary director Frank Darabont, who came out of retirement to direct 2 episodes of the final season. Darabont is best known for directing The Green Mile, The Shawshank Redemption, and for being a huge contributor to The Walking Dead. That says to me that there's a lot at stake here, and Netflix wanted this finale to be the biggest one they've ever had. Okay, now some rapid-fire thoughts. I'm glad Steve and Dustin have finally made up. In fact, I'm tired of all the silly arguing. It's screenwriting 101. Conflict is story, but a lot of it was predictable and performative. I'm a little saddened by the lack of connection between Mike and Eleven in this season. They were the original love story, and their chemistry just isn't there. I've had this criticism for a few seasons now. Those two just don't click. I do like Mike being there for Will. Their friendship is strong, and I like the scenes they have together. Probably my favorite love story in the show is Max and Lucas. It's just unwavering love and support, and you get that from the actors. Max is the best thing to happen to Stranger Things. There, I said it. For a while in season 5, but in all of the seasons, there seems to be 3 different stories going on. They do a good job of tying them all back into one narrative, but it did seem disparate for a while there. At the end of season 5, episode 7, we have what we've been missing since season 1. The gang is back together, and they are heading off to fight Vecna and save the world together. And finally, it is about time they used this Diana Ross song for Stranger Things. It is perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing the finale in the theater, although I remember when a series would build up to a theatrical release film that was separate in and of itself, but in this case, I think they're just putting what would be a regular finale on a larger screen. But I'll take what I can get. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Stranger Things Season 5. I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. As always, film is about community. I'm Mike, and I love movies.